Right now, enterprise architecture teams are facing a math problem they cannot solve. Organization-wide adoption of AI is driving a massive surge in demand for architecture services. But IT budgets are flat, and the supply of qualified architects is practically non-existent. Because organizations cannot simply hire their way out of this capacity bottleneck, highly paid senior architects end up spending hours acting as human transcribers, manually documenting systems rather than designing them. The underlying problem here is as old as organized human activity. Whenever an organization's complexity outgrows what a single person can hold in their head, humans build external records to manage it. Whether it's a Mesopotamian clay tablet, a 20th century engineering blueprint, or a modern enterprise architecture diagram, these records all share the same structural flaw. The moment they are saved, they age into fiction because they have no mechanism to update themselves. This forces a manual process that relies on what data scientists call lossy compression. When an architect synthesizes weeks of meetings, competing priorities, and design constraints into a single model under a tight deadline, they record the final architectural decision. The trade-offs, the rejected alternatives, and the organizational context are all discarded. The direct consequence of this compression is an enterprise that remembers exactly what it built, but completely forgets why it built it that way. This state of organizational amnesia cripples an enterprise's ability to make safe, strategic technology decisions, precisely at the moment the AI boom requires them the most. Intelligent automation offers a way out, acting as a functional workflow lever rather than a human replacement. It establishes a clear delegation boundary. AI agents handle the mechanical burden of checking models for completeness. This frees the human architect to do the work that actually requires a human, governing correctness and exercising architectural judgment. To achieve this, automation is deployed across 4 specific domains of enterprise architecture work. In the first domain, architecture modeling, AI agents extract content from unstructured data, like documents and logs, to automatically populate your repository. In the second domain, architecture analysis, inference agents process those complex relationships to map dependencies and execute impact analysis at scale. This level of automation shrinks enterprise-wide analytical evaluations that traditionally took weeks down to a matter of minutes. Automating these first 2 data-heavy domains instantly rescues senior architects from manual transcription, returning them to high-value strategic execution. The third domain applies this capability to architecture governance. Automation pushes rigorous completeness checks and standards enforcement upstream, directly to the point of model creation. This ensures that models are compliant before they are ever submitted, preventing architecture review boards from burning expensive executive time arguing over formatting errors. The fourth domain, stakeholder engagement, connects the architecture platform directly into the organization's AI ecosystem, allowing users to run natural language queries against the architecture data. By allowing non-architects to independently query the ecosystem for the answers they need, stakeholders stay informed without constantly distracting the core enterprise architecture team. Mastering these 4 domains establishes the EA practice as a scalable, self-governing service available to the entire organization. Beyond the immediate gains in task productivity, this automation allows the practice to reach the final phase of its historical development. This graph maps the 6 progressive stages of enterprise architecture evolution, known as the long arc. Intelligent automation serves as the only bridge to reaching that final phase. This destination is stage 6, architecture without amnesia. At this stage, the repository serves as a living organizational memory. This diagram illustrates the core mechanism of that shift. Unlike manual synthesis, the AI-augmented system no longer discards the context. Instead, the repository natively retains the meeting transcripts, the design rationale, and the contextual reasoning, linking them permanently alongside the model elements they produced. This establishes a double-entry system for enterprise intelligence. It perfectly preserves the why right alongside the what. Getting there requires a pragmatic approach. NovoCircle uses a proven define, build, and train framework to assess your exact maturity level and implement this capability. You can stop relying on static architecture diagrams that age into fiction the moment they are created. Visit NovoCircle to book a fixed scope discovery call, locate your practice's true starting point, and scale your delivery without scaling your headcount.